Vocabulary from Al-Baqarah verse 102 part 2. فرق يفرق, to cause division. نفع ينفع, to benefit. خلاق, share. Now let's move on to Al-Baqarah verse 102 part 2. In part 1, we looked at how the two angels, Harut and Marut, were sent to the Jews in Babylon as a trial. In part 2, we'll find out how they did in the test. So let's begin. فَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ مِنْهُمَا مَا يُفَرِّقُونَ بِهِ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَزَوْجِهِ وَمَا هُمْ بِضَارِّينَ بِهِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ وَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ مَا يَضُرُّهُمْ وَلَا يَنفَعُهُمْ وَلَقَدْ عَلِمُوا لَمَنِ اشْتَرَاهُ مَا لَهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنْ خَلَاقٍ وَلَبِئْسَ مَا شَرَوْا بِهِ أَنفُسَهُمْ لَوْ كَانُوا يَعْلَمُونَ. Now let's go through it together. Our first word is فَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ, which is fa plus يَتَعَلَّمُونَ, meaning and they learn. Ta prefix and the shatta on the second radical indicate form 5 verb. So now we know 3 verbs from the root ain, lam, mim. Form 1 verb means to know. Form 2 means to teach, and Form 5 means to learn, all of which are related to the idea of knowledge. And يَتَعَلَّمُونَ is 3MP imperfect verb as indicated by the ya prefix and una ending. Even though it is referring to a past event, the imperfect tense is used to describe it as if it is happening at the moment. Moving on, we get min huma, which is min plus dual pronoun huma, meaning from them, or from the two angels. Up next is ma, meaning what or that which. And then we have yufarriquna, meaning they cause division. The shatta over the second radical indicates form 2 verb. The verbal root is faraqaf, which carries the meaning of division. We've also seen the word fariqun from this root many times, meaning a group. So the form 2 verb means to cause division. U prefix and una ending indicate 3MP imperfect. Moving on to the second line, we get bihi, which is be plus pronoun he, meaning with it. Up next is beina, meaning between. Coming next is el-mar'i, meaning the man. And then we have wazaujihi, which is wa plus zauji plus possessive pronoun he, meaning and his spouse. These 2 words are in genitive because of beina. And the pronoun he refers back to ma in the first line. So this whole sentence is describing ma. So we can understand they learned something from the 2 angels. And with that, they caused division between husband and wife. Alright, let's recap. فَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ مِنْهُمَا مَا يُفَرِّقُونَ بِهِ بَيْنَ الْمَرْءِ وَزَوْجِهِ means, and they learn from them that by which they cause division between the man and his spouse. Moving on, we have wama, which is wa plus ma, meaning but not. Up next is hum, meaning they. And then we have bidarina, which is be plus dorina, meaning those who harm. It's an active participle from the root dot ro ro. And ina ending is sound masculine plural ending in the genitive case, triggered by the preposition be. And this whole phrase is the predicate, and we gotta supply the to be verb. So ma hum bidarin means they are not those who harm. Or in natural English, they don't harm. Moving on, we get bihi again, meaning with it. Moving on to the second line, we have min ahadin, which we already saw in the last video, meaning anyone. Min here emphasizes the meaning of ahad, so it's like saying anyone at all. Moving on, we have illa, meaning except. Up next is bi'idhni, which is be plus idni, meaning by the permission. And then we have Allahi, which is in genitive, forming on idafa, meaning the permission of Allah. So to recap, وَمَا هُمْ بِضَارِّينَ بِهِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِ اللَّهِ means, but they don't harm anyone with it except by the permission of Allah. Moving on, we have وَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ, which is wa plus يَتَعَلَّمُونَ, meaning and they learn. Up next is ma, meaning what. Coming next is يَدُرُّهُمْ, which is يَدُرُّ plus object pronoun hum, meaning it harms them. It's from the same root as darina from the previous slide. Moving on, we have wala, meaning and not. Up next is yanfa'uhum, which is yanfa'u from the root nun fe ain plus pronoun hum, meaning it benefits them. So the first line, وَيَتَعَلَّمُونَ مَا يَدُرُّهُمْ وَلَا يَنفَعُهُمْ means, and they learn what harms them and does not benefit them. Moving on, we have وَلَقَدْ, which is wa plus laqad, meaning and indeed. Up next is alimu, meaning they knew. U ending indicates 3MP perfect. يَتَعَلَّمُونَ in the first line was form 5 verb from the same root, and now we have form 1 verb. Moving on, we get laman, which is prefix lam plus man, meaning whoever. The prefix lam is used for emphasis. Up next is ishtarahu, which is ishtara from the root shin ra ye plus object pronoun hu, meaning he bought it. The hamzat al-wasl and ta infix indicate form 8 perfect verb. The perfect tense is used here with man to state a general rule, so we translate it as whoever buys it. Moving on, we have ma, meaning not. Up next is lahu, which is la plus hu, meaning for him. Up next is fi, meaning in. Coming next is al-akhirati, meaning hereafter. And then we have min followed by khalaqin, meaning share. And we know the verb khalaqa from the same root, meaning to create. Min here is used in the same way we saw earlier, in the example of min ahadin. So we translate it as any share. And we can translate min khalaqin as the subject and provide the to be verb. Then it will be translated as there is not any share for him in the hereafter. Or we could say he doesn't have any share in the hereafter. Now let's recap. وَلَقَدْ عَلِمُوا لَمَنِ اشْتَرَهُ مَا لَهُ فِي الْآخِرَةِ مِنْ خَلَاقٍ means, and indeed they knew that whoever buys it doesn't have any share in the hereafter. Moving on, we have وَلَبِئْسَ, which is the combination of wa, meaning and, prefix lam for emphasis, and bi'sa, meaning evil is. Up next is ma, meaning what. And then we have sharau, meaning they sold. It's from the same root as ishtara we saw earlier. But the last radical ya was dropped as it's a weak letter. Moving on, we have bihi, meaning for it. And then we have anfusahum, which is anfusa plus possessive pronoun hum, meaning themselves or their souls. It's an accusative as the direct object, and the pronoun he refers back to ma. So this whole sentence is describing ma, and it means what they sold their souls for. So the first line, وَلَا بِئْسَ مَا شَرَوْا بِهِ أَنفُسَهُمْ means, and indeed, evil is what they sold their souls for. Moving on to the second line, we get lau, meaning if or if only. Up next is kanu, and the last word is ya'lamuna, meaning they know. And together with kanu, we can translate it as they were knowing or they knew. So lau kanu ya'lamun means if only they knew. Alright, now we've reached the end of verse 102. So let's wrap up with a review of part 1 and 2. In English, we get, and they followed what the devils recited during the reign of Sulaiman. And Sulaiman did not disbelieve, but the devils disbelieved, teaching people magic, and what was sent down to the two angels in Babylon, Harut and Marut. But they don't teach anyone until they say, "We're only a trial, so don't disbelieve." And they learn from them that by which they cause division between a man and his wife. But they don't harm anyone with it except by the permission of Allah. And they learn what harms them and doesn't benefit them. And indeed, they knew whoever buys it doesn't have any share in the hereafter. And indeed, evil is what they sold their souls for. If only they knew.